welcome to part 4 of my playthrough of Pixelberry's high school story. In this one, it's all about the all-star Beckett and his 2 quests, so let's get into that and see a lot of Beckett. Beginning high school story. Let us get back into it. Now, I think last time I said I was going to sort of try and focus on getting through some of these all-star quests, and maybe some of these time-sensitive ones. So, I think I'm going to start with the prom, which I think I saw up here. Yes, the prom throne. And I'll see what that's about. And then I'm going to do Beckett, who was the first all-star that started to come in, the one with the Harry Styles sort of hairdo. So, the prom throne. Have you heard of the prom throne? Preview. Julian. Hey, Loren, we've got something to show you. What is it? Oh, I changed my hair. Right now my hair's down. I thought it looked most like this hairstyle. An idea for an addition to the school. Autumn unfurls a roll of paper, revealing sketches of a lavish throne adorned with brilliant gems. Whoa, what's all this? A little idea I had. Every school should have somewhere for a prom king or queen to sit in style. Plus, it would look amazing on our campus year-round. And that's not even the best part. Julian points to a sketch for an ornate chest at the foot of the throne, overflowing with rings. Ah, this must be some way of getting the rings real money currency. A prom committee would work wonders for fundraising, which means more in our treasury to help make this school even better. That sounds awesome. So what do you say? Should we build a prom throne? Visit the currency store to add a prom throne to your school. Then make sure to visit every day to collect a tribute of 30 rings. These royal bounties will appear for 30 days, but if your time runs out, don't worry, you can always restock it. Right. I believe that's in the currency store, right, which we can't get to. So that, again, is something that doesn't matter. Fine, all fine. That will disappear in 6 days. Okay, let us move on to... We're going to do an all-star quest, like I said, right? We're going to find Beckett. I believe it's the hedgehog, unless it's gone. No, it's not. Okay. The hedgehog, part 1. So we're starting to introduce all-star characters who I think you have to only admit with rings. Now that we have rings, you know, with unlimited rings, we can just get ahead and have all these extra characters who I was, like, immediately prejudiced against way back then, because I was like, well, if you have to spend real money for them, then I'm, like, against them. I don't want them. But now we're going to give Beckett a chance. So have 5 classmates. Let's go. It's a sunny Saturday afternoon, and you and Autumn are just wrapping up a day at the beach. Come on, let's go in and bodyboard on one last wave. I need to finish painting this beach scene. It's almost done, but you should totally go in. If you say so. As you run towards the crashing waves, you step on something. What is that, a sea urchin? Actually, it's a rubber hedgehog, but good guess. You notice a guy a few feet away, holding a Polaroid camera which whirs and spits out a picture. As the image appears, you see that it's mostly of your blurry feet. Okay, this guy's taking feet pics. Ah, I'm so sorry, I completely ruined your photo. Are you kidding? This is perfect. I was trying to capture a moment in time, and I did. Blurry feet and all. No, no. No, I don't. Everyone is always trying to get that perfect photo. There is something unreal about it. Exactly. But memories are never as perfect as we imagine them. Aren't they all flawed, like blurry photos? Actually, with his Harry Styles hair, should I be trying to sound like Harry Styles? He's just like a southerner, right? No, I'm not going to do that. I feel more comfortable doing an American than I do a southern. Hey, before we get into the really deep philosophical questions, shouldn't we learn each other's names? I'm Loren. You have a point. I'm Beckett. No, there'll be no English people called Beckett. Nice to meet you, Loren. Something tells me we'll meet again, but for now, I better get back to my project. Sure thing. Beckett turns his attention back to the rubber hedgehog and snaps another picture. You walk back to Autumn, who smiles at you. Who's that cute guy you were talking to? He's definitely something. I honestly don't know quite what to make of him. Well, you better decide soon because he's walking this way. Quest complete. Loren just met an intriguing guy at the beach. Do mysterious types draw you in? I don't think he's really mysterious. His eyes on the city streets behind you. Beckett walks purposefully past you in Autumn. Hey, Beckett, leaving already? Beckett looks down at the rubber hedgehog in his hand. I'm actually on a bit of a mission. I need to return this to a park across town, the one on 7th Street. Sounds mysterious. Not mysterious, just personal. Understood. I guess some journeys need to be taken alone. I never said that. Just because it's personal doesn't mean I want it to be by myself. In fact, why don't you come with me? Maybe the fact that you stepped on my hedgehog is a sign. Or maybe I just appreciate the company. Either way, you're welcome to join. You should go ahead, Loren. My dad's just texted that he's here to pick me up. For a moment, you look at Beckett, the Polaroid camera hanging around his neck, the toy hedgehog in his hand. Okay, why not? Let's get this hedgehog where he needs to go. I imagine this is a journey I take alone, but you're invited to join me if you'd like. Yes, sure. You and Beckett walk through the city streets, people rushing all around you. Look at all these people. I love their energy here. You'd like getting bumped into by dozens of strangers? Honestly, yeah, I missed it. I grew up in the area, but we had to move away a few years ago. Now that I'm back, I get these floods of nostalgia, like I'm living in the past and present both at once. Do you ever think about that? About time, I mean? I guess? What do you say? I live in the moment, I'm always thinking about the past, I'm more focused on the future. I'm not somebody who's very good at visualizing the future. I do spend a lot of time thinking about the past sort of in a media sense, because I enjoy media from the... I mean, right now, I suppose I am revisiting something from the past because I played this game when I was a teenager, or I live in the moment. Well, I might actually put then, I'm always thinking about the past, just because it's so thematic for me playing High School Story now, 10 years later or so. Not quite 10 years. Without the past, there would be no present. Exactly. Our past define us. We are the sum total of our experiences. They drive us forward like wind into a sail. I gotta say, this guy is really not for me. You know, wind is also known to capsize sailboats. The price of movement. Beckett laughs to himself. What's so funny? It's weird, I just had this flash of a feeling, like I was understood. Do you ever get that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, not too often, but sometimes. Not often enough. But stick with me, maybe we can fix that. He's like a manic pixie dream boy, isn't he? Right. You and Beckett spend the next hour walking through the city, talking the whole way. And that's why I always check the pockets before I buy something at a second-hand store. That's hilarious. I feel like we could keep talking like this forever and not get bored. I like you. Speaking of which, is it really 5:30? I totally lost track of time. Got it. Hey, and if you need to take off and finish some homework or something, don't let me stop you. Actually, I finished my work this morning. What about you? Me? I'm done with high school. The popularity rat race, the endless standardized testing, the fake people. Really? I'm actually loving high school. Of course, my school isn't like most other ones. From what you've told me, it sounds like you've done a whole lot of work to make that place what it is. Excuse me. Most people just sit around complaining about things. You build things. You bend the world to fit your vision. I just think of it as making a cool place for my friends to hang out. Don't sell yourself short, Loren. You're doing unbelievable things. Thanks. Of course, not everyone can pull that off. Coming back here after being away so long, I'm just not sure if I can hit the reset button again. That's why I'm going to get my GED and move on to the next phase of life. College is going to be amazing. Really? I mean, I know skipping high school works for some people, but I feel like you personally might be missing out on a few things. Oh yeah? Like what? The great thing about high school is the awesome friendships, the chance to figure out who you are, all the people to date. I like that it doesn't say anything about the actual schooling. For me, I would say it's the awesome friendships. I have some friends who I sort of have retained since high school, and they are awesome, so yeah, the awesome friendships. You saw my friend Autumn at the beach today, right? If I'd have skipped past high school, I never would have met her. True, but maybe in some alternate reality, you'd be at college with another set of friends. And those friends have all been through high school and grown as people. I'd be playing catch-up. Come on, no part of you has ever thought about just skipping high school? I guess. I have fantasized about being a student at Hollywood U. There we go, bit of tie-in to the other game. But I wouldn't miss this for the world. I think it's good to take your time in life and enjoy the journey. It's kind of like this moment. We could hail a cab and then we get to the park right now, but then we'd miss this whole walk together. So is it really better to skip to the end? Well, I can't argue with that. Loren is having one of those deep philosophical conversations. If you could ask Loren anything, what would it be? Who's to say? I'm not that deep. I'm not as deep as this guy is trying to be. As you round a corner, the smell of cheese and dough wafts over you as you approach a pizza place. I was thinking we could make a quick stop here. The spot is special to me. Come inside. We'll grab a couple slices. If he's paying, sure. Of course I'm paying. Moneybags Loren, here we go. Beckett buys each of you a slice of pizza. Well, apparently he bought it, but it looks like I handed him the money and then he gave it to the clerk. And you sit together on a bench outside, facing the busy street. So what's so special about this place, beside the fact that you get a huge slice for $2? I mean, $2. A huge slice for $2. A lot of... No, he's American. A lot of big events in my life went down at Antonio's. My first fist fight, my first kiss, my first heartbreak. Whenever I came to Antonio's, it seemed something big was about to happen. He picks pepperoni off his pizza and throws it to some nearby pigeons. Why'd you order pepperoni pizza if you don't like pepperoni? It's just a habit, I guess. I used to pick the meat off and give it to my dog, Denver. Oh no, he's got a dead dog. Man, he'd go crazy whenever I tossed him meat. I mean, I'm a pretty passionate guy, but even I don't get that happy about anything. We may be the smartest creatures on the planet, but it's hard to be as happy as a dog. Pure joy, loyalty, love. A dog feels a lot of things in such a pure way. I wish I had that same clarity. Loren's new friend ordered pepperoni pizza and then picked off all the pepperoni. Who does that? Hey, would you mind holding the hedgehog by the window for a sec? You hold the hedgehog in front of the pizza place's window, and Beckett snaps a photo. So what's the deal? You're taking this stuffed hedgehog on a world tour or something? A few last pictures before you bring it back? Basically. You take another look at the hedgehog. It's old and covered in teeth marks. You squeeze it, and it makes a honking sound. Oh, it's Denver's hedgehog. It's a dog's chew toy, isn't it? You're giving it back to your dog, Denver. Yep. Beckett waves a new Polaroid in the air. The image fades into existence. Perfect, come on. Let's keep going. We're almost there. As you get up, Beckett points into the distance. To the pet cemetery, I'll bet. See over there? That's the Humane Society where I first got Denver. Let's stop by. It's right on our way to the park. Okay. I have a park bench. You reach a Humane Society. Through a window, you and Beckett spot a golden retriever puppy who looks up at you with big black eyes. Oh, I love Goldens. I think he likes you. You hold the hedgehog out, and Beckett snaps a photo with the puppy in the background. Nice, I think that's our best photo yet. For a moment, Beckett puts his hand on the glass, looking down. Hey, buddy. The dog jumps up and scrabbles his paws against the other side of the glass. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Looks like he wants to go home with you, Beckett. Then Beckett turns away from the puppy. There's a pained expression on his face. Oh no, reminds him of his dog. I'm not here to get a new dog. I'm here to remember where I got my old one. That's it, isn't it? Denver. He's not with us anymore, is he? Oh. Beckett squeezes a hedgehog, which makes a squeak. Denver died a week ago, right before he moved back here. I've been planning to take him to all his favorite places. The beach, the pizza place, the park. But he couldn't make it. Oh, jeez. Loren's new friend lost his beloved dog. Have you ever had a pet that died? I have, but it was sort of like we'd left those dogs behind in the Philippines, and then they sort of died while we were here back in England. And then I had guinea pigs, and I was absolutely destroyed when they died. I was just weeping and sobbing. And also, I've had beloved friends' pets who've died, dogs again, and I've been absolutely inconsolable about those dogs. Yeah, pet death, oh my gosh. The hedgehog, the Polaroids, all the special places. You're trying to remember Denver, aren't you? Alright, catch up me. That's what all this is about. My whole life, moving from place to place, Denver's been the only friend who's always been there. And now he's gone. I spent the last few days at home just thinking about him, missing him. People say that time makes things hurt less, but I wake up each morning and still feel that same dull ache in my chest. I'm so sorry. I thought if I took Denver's favorite toy on a tour of our old spots, I'd feel better, make the pain go away faster. And honestly, I think it's gonna help. But I still have one last thing to do. That park that we're going to, it was Denver's favorite place in the world. I want to bury the hedgehog there. I think he would have liked that. Yeah, I wish I could have met you. He would have liked you. Oh! Getting emotional. Beckett looks down the street. Far in the distance, the sun is sinking into the ocean, painting the sky orange. It's sunset already? I thought we had more time. Beckett gets to his feet. Okay, one last stop. Me. You're walking together down 7th Street, the constellations growing brighter in the deepening night, when suddenly you notice Beckett's no longer next to you. Oh, God, he's a ghost. You turn and see he's stopped moving several feet back. Oh, jeez. Beckett, what's wrong? Did we take a wrong turn? No, the park's 2 blocks ahead. 1 block left. We're close. Denver always knew it. Around here, he could tell where we were going. The first time he sensed it, Denver tried to race ahead. It was like trying to keep a missile on a leash. At first I held him back, but then I just raced ahead with him. Beckett speaks. Staring dead ahead, you step back towards him. He looks down at the hedgehog in his hand. What if I'm not ready? Whoever is, Beckett! He meets your eyes. Don't hold back. Beckett's somber expression suddenly bursts into a grin. Then come on! Your running footsteps echo among the towering buildings as you dart 2 blocks down, 1 block left. Finally, you stop, breathless, and look around. Phew, so, did we take a wrong turn? I don't see a park. Right there. He points across the street to the skeleton of a new building under construction, its steel girders gleaming in the moonlight. Oh no. They bulldozed it. Almost time for the end of our journey. You and Beckett stand in the spindly shadow of the building under construction. On the fence surrounding the plot, a large plastic sign teases the arrival of the Underwood Luxury Estates in spring 2017. 2017! I can't believe it, it's gone. Denver's Park is gone. And now it's condos. I'm just gonna quickly get my hair out of the way because it's starting to drive me mad. I'm no longer looking like my character, but no worries. Right. Beckett, I'm sorry. I know how much you wanted to bury Denver's hedgehog here. No, I'm sorry, Loren. I brought you all this way for nothing. I just wanted to let go, Loren. That's all I wanted. Beckett turns, stuffs his hand in his jeans pockets and trudges off. You know, I don't think you wanted to let go. Not deep down, sure. You thought if you went on this journey, if you buried Denver's hedgehog here, you could move on. You envisioned this whole emotional journey. You plotted out your own grief. You scripted your own pain like an author on a page. But you can't plan out your emotions. So many of them are spontaneous. Improvised. Beckett searches your face with his dark eyes. Oh, it's really trying to make me fall for Beckett, but I'm not having it. You're right. There's no way I could have scripted this. No way I could have scripted anything like meeting you. Beckett turns back towards the fence. What are you doing? Improvising. Okay, he's gonna climb. Loren's new friend just had their night ruined. The best laid plans of mice and men. Huh? I don't really see how that's got anything to do with mice and men. Beckett marches past you, back towards the building skeleton. What are you doing? What we came here to do. He leads you towards a trailer parked beside the fence, a temporary construction office. He leaps up, his sneakers skidding against its wall, and catches the ledge, pulling himself up. Then he lies flat on the trailer's roof, extending his arm down to help you up. Give me your hand. Okay, give me your hand full of money. Your shoes squish in the muddy terrain of the construction site as you tail Beckett towards a half-finished building. You follow him up a rickety fire escape, and together you explore the exposed halls of the fourth story. The bare concrete, the loose wiring, the wind whistling through the missing windows. Soon, you find yourselves at the edge of the building, peering down into an enormous pit dug several stories into the earth. Must be putting in an underground parking garage. Beckett again takes out Denver's favourite hedgehog. He kneads it in his fingers, and it squeaks weakly. He studies it one last time, then tosses it into the abyss. It fades into the darkness without a sound. Then he produces the Polaroids from your journey today. They flap in the wind, crinkling in his grip. I thought I needed these. I was so afraid of forgetting him. His fur in my fingers, the sound of his bark when I came home from school. But I'll never forget. I couldn't. A friendship like that, it burns into your brain, like a TV left on too long. He throws the Polaroids into the air. They fly and spin like so much confetti, gently helixing down into the abyss. Together, you wander around in reverent silence, the tesseract of girders all around you like steel bones of a giant. Just walking. I can already see them, Loren. Can't you? The families in their condos, with their own dogs, never knowing what was once here. You'll know. That's what counts. You're right. Beckett reaches into his backpack and pulls out a Sharpie. He steps up to a wall of concrete and writes, Denver and Beckett were here. Then he adds, and Loren. They'll put up drywall. They'll put up the drywall soon. They'll cover all this up, but it'll still be there, even if no one knows it. Beckett walks you back to the bus stop for your ride home. Oh, I'm taking the bus. Public transport, we love it. You step onto the bus while Beckett remains on the platform. Thanks for everything, Loren. Don't think I could have done this without you. It's weird, we just met, but I already feel like we know each other really well. Think the universe will have our paths cross again? If not, I'll be pretty mad at the universe. The bus's doors slide shut. You smile at Beckett through the glass as you drive off into the night. Loren's new friend just moved on for a painful loss. What's the best way to deal with sadness? Ice cream. A few days later, you're taking a run along the beach when you spot a boy with a tousled mane of thick dark hair, styled much like Harry Styles' old One Direction do, playing frisbee with an energetic puppy. Beckett? Soon you're sitting on the sand together as the rambunctious puppy tries in vain to tackle you. You went back for the golden retriever from the Humane Society. I told you two had a connection. Figured the little guy could use a new chapter. We both could. Who knows where it'll take us, but I think we'll like it. Does that mean you're reconsidering that GED? What about your big plan to head to college early? Sometimes plans have to change. I'm willing to give high school one more shot. I will need to find a new school in town, though. Think your campus has room for a guy like me? I bet we could find the space. Right, have Beckett, time-sensitive quest. So at this point now, I think I would have to buy Beckett. It would be the only way that I could get it. Unless he's in the admissions office? No. So let me buy Beckett now. I'm going to buy him, which feels mad. Here we go. Look at that, 275 rings. There's no way I would have been able to afford him back then. Okay, so Beckett is... Well, I don't know what type this makes him. He can fit in any of these. Why would a modern guy like Beckett still make mixtapes for his friends? And what is he writing in that mysterious journal of his? The secret crush of every introvert at school, Beckett is the school's biggest mystery, whispered about in hushed tones as he walks by, yet he barely seems to notice. Will you be the one to solve him? To solve this manic pixie dream boy? Maybe. Who knows? Perhaps me and Beckett will actually... Here we go. Let me rush him. Admission complete. Congrats, you just admitted Beckett place. Sure. I feel like he would suit being in a prep spit a bit more than a jock spit. He just seems more like an artsy type. So this is the infamous Lorenz school, huh? I've heard so much about it. A million stories just waiting to happen. It's like a book with infinite pages, half of them still unwritten. This guy is straight out of John Green, isn't he? So let's add a story to top everything that's come before. Up for an adventure? Okay, oh, he's a wallflower. Right, he's a wallflower. Well, okay, right, I've got him now. Hopefully that has sort of taken care of one of these quests. Is it going to roll me out another one? I'm just going to have a look now. Bring on the cheer. She's another all-star. He's another all-star. He's another all-star. And, oh, we still got some Beckett to do. Alright, collect reward. The next day at school, you're eating lunch outside with your friends when you notice Beckett across the quad, lying in the grass and writing in his journal. Several giggling girls approach him and ask if he wants to sit with them for lunch. Oh, me? Thanks, that's nice of you. I've got some writing to do, though. Rain check? The girls blush and run off. Watching from beside you, Autumn gives you a nudge. Looks like that new boy is pretty popular. He seems so mysterious, always writing in that journal. You're the only one here who knows him. What's he like? I think you're all about to find out. What is Loren's new friend always writing in that journal? The people want answers. Beckett spies you watching him from across the quad. He grins and waves you over. I'll be right back. Sure you will. You jog over and lie down beside Beckett on the grass, watching the wisps of white clouds roll by overhead. I was thinking of going on another adventure today, Loren. Where to? No plan this time, no script, just wherever the world decides to take us. You in? Right, it looks like it's going to send me now on another Beckett quest now that he's been admitted. It'll be... I'm not sure if it'll be a help quest, but I suppose, yeah, Beckett's admissions quest. Alright, we may as well do that. Let's stay with Beckett, get Beckett over with. I ever just think about life, eh? So, you're lying on the grass in the quad right beside Beckett. The two of you watch clouds drift through the brilliantly blue sky above. This is, yeah, so John Green. Any minute now, or he's going to turn out to have cancer or something. Oh, dear. Why is it that we think all clouds look like something else? They're just water. My brain knows that, it's a fact, but when I look up, all I see is a wisp of a knowing smirk, or an outstretched hand with my grandmother's weathered knuckles. Jesus. That one over there looks sort of like a dragon. The kind you'd slay on a noble quest. But how would we take it out? It's huge! Beckett just grins and blows at the cloud, puffing his cheeks. And just then, through dumb luck, the dragon cloud slowly breaks apart, dissipating into soft white streaks. You both smile. Isn't it funny? Clouds go by so slowly, but before you know it, they're gone, and the world's whole backdrop is different. Kind of like life. You read my mind. Life just goes on, and then, in the blink of an eye, it's passed you by, and you wonder what you were doing the whole time. Beckett sighs, his eyes fixed on the parade of clouds above. Sounds like you've got something on your mind. You okay? Yeah, it's almost my 17th birthday. I'm that much closer to being an adult. I know things will change, I can feel it, and I don't know if I'm ready. Wow, yeah, we're like 17. I think my character's got to be 17. I'm driving. I don't know what the driving age is in America. I think it's different per state. If I'm founding the school, whatever. Nebulously, I'm a teen. I just thought, actually, 17 was 10 years ago for me. Beckett's hand lingers on the worn journal next to him. Is that what you've been writing about in your journal? Yeah, just about every day lately. Want to read it? My journal? You sure you're okay with that? I am, because it's you, Loren. I feel like out of every soul in the world, you really get me. Oh my. Beckett flips open his journal and hands it to you. It'd be really funny if it was just like I don't even know. If it was just rubbish. The rough-cut pages of scrawled handwriting fluttering in the wind. You read Beckett's journal out loud, the writing that spills onto page after page. Things I want to do before I'm 17. Make history, travel in time, live my dreams, walk in someone else's shoes. Wow, that's some list. There's just so much in life to experience. It's never too early to get started. Hence the bucket list of things I want to do before I'm 17. You mean a Beckett list? That does have a nice ring to it. But how are you going to pull this off? Everything in your list is pretty ambitious. Yeah, and honestly, a little abstract. Understatement of the century. Well, it's always been my philosophy to live with no regrets. It means I have to dream big. Oh, taken. I clicked too fast. And a philosophy is just a fancy way to say stubborn. You decide that life is going to be a certain way, and you dash yourself against the rocks of reality until either you win or the rocks do. Beckett sits up suddenly, his hair a mess from lying on the grass. I don't want to just be alive. I want to live life. I mean, that's the meaning of it, right? To see it all and do it all. I feel like that is the attitude of some people I knew in high school when we were 17. They were like, wow, we've got experience. The world has so many experiences to offer. But from the moment we're born, every second that passes us by is something we'll never have the chance to do. To feel. It's probably a good thing. If one person experienced everything in the whole spectrum of existence, their head would probably explode. Then sign me up, because that's how I want to go out. He turns to you, his eyes flashing with excitement. Want to help me complete my list, Loren? You're the only person I can imagine doing this with. I'm in! Loren's friend has a bucket list to complete before his 17th birthday. Can he finish it on time? First on the Beckett list, make history. Way to start small. You know, that reminds me of those crackly old recordings of Armstrong on the moon. Right. Going where no one has gone before. Doing something that no one else has done. That's what I want to do. Got an express ticket to Mars? I wish. I'm thinking, maybe we invent something or break a world record. Ooh, we can set one of those really weird records, like most socks ironed on a mountain. Perfect, we'll do a whole bunch of them. Today will be one for the history books. We're gonna make history, Loren. 100 books. In the prep hangout, you find a stopwatch while Beckett gathers up armfuls of bubble wrap, hula hoops, feather boas, and other materials for record setting. Time to do what no one has ever done before. Most bubble wrap popped in a minute. Ready, set, go! You and Beckett grab fistfuls of bubble wrap and squeeze. The air is filled with the crackle of bubble wrap as you crush and stomp on it in a frenzy. 58, 59, 60 seconds. Woo! Next, Beckett sails as far as he can in a shopping cart while reciting Shakespeare. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Ah, speed bump! Hit the brakes, hit the brakes! I don't remember that part of the sonnet. The two of you skip a record number of rocks into a pool, serenade a statue, stuff blue marshmallows into your mouth. How many is that? 16? Glarful snarful? Okay, let's do one more. What'll it be, Loren? How about... most somersaults in a onesie, most dog puns told, most words typed with your feet. Ugh. Well, always with the feet. Most somersaults in a onesie. You and Beckett pull on unicorn and dinosaur onesies. Once the stopwatch starts, you tuck and roll across the floor. 13 somersaults, I'm master of the universe. I think I know what sock and a dryer feels now. Whoa, just got dizzy. This dino's gonna hurl. Oh, thank God I was the dinosaur. Finally, Beckett crosses make history off his list. History made! Take that, Caesar! Loren is setting world records with a friend. Do you want to break a world record? You and Beckett apply for your world records online. Just as you hit submit, Peyton bustles into the prep hangout, busily texting. Hi guys, what you up to? We just made history, set a few world records, no big deal. Oh, fun! I wish I could stick around, but I gotta grab this colored pencil set for my little sib. I thought you were the youngest in your family. Oh, I'm talking about the Big Sibs program. We mentor underprivileged kids and stuff. Nice. Sounds like you're making a difference. Bonus, my baby sib is the sweetest. Look at the time. Sorry, gotta run. Kisses. Bye. Peyton hurries out, humming happily under her breath. Beckett makes a notation in his journal. One goal down on the bucket list. The Beckett list. What's next? Time travel. You don't happen to have a TARDIS, do you? Sorry, left mine in another universe. He just said that because I'm British. I guess we'll have to figure out another way. I mean, I know technically we're always traveling through time just by living moment to moment, but what I really wish is what I could do is see it all at once. Live through the Ice Age, the Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution. What if we could see it all at once? Let's go to the History Museum. Great idea. But if we're really going to inhabit another time period, we better look the part. Quick, to the DeLorean, or whatever type of car you drive. I drive a Honda Civic, because that is the only car I can think of. I don't even know what that looks like. It's just a car name that popped into my mind. Change Loren's outfit. Okay. Got to put me in something retro, I guess. Unless they've got something futuristic. Oh, this one is historical. I'm going to go with a historical one. That seems like something Beckett would be really into. Okay. The two of you wander the History Museum downtown, your steps echoing in the dusty silence in the marble halls, while I'm dressed historically. This is like a short version of a robe à l'anglaise, maybe? I don't really know historical fashion very well. Isn't it amazing the legacy all these people of the past left behind, like a pebble dropped in a pond, and the water still ripples outward? Do you think they ever wondered if we'd be reading about them centuries later, the way we hope to cause our own ripples? I think so. I think everyone wants to leave their mark. From Rockefeller's name being plastered everywhere down to the guy graffiti tagging a highway overpass, we're all just afraid of leaving nothing behind. You walk by old artifacts and yellow documents encased in glass, reading each plaque as you pass. Beckett stops in front of a life-size exhibit of a Victorian-era sitting room. Loren, this isn't enough. Right now, I feel like I'm just a spectator, not someone traversing the paths of time. We need to do more. Well, you could have put on a historical costume too. With that, Beckett hops the railing into the sitting room exhibit. He holds out a hand to you. Let's really live in the past, Loren. Come on! Okay, but you're taking the fall for this. You hop the railing too, landing between an ancient piano fort and a chaise lounge. We're part of the exhibit now, so look sharp! A few museum goers approach, distractedly reading their gallery map. When they look up, you play the piano fort? Yeah. You let your fingers trail over the off-white keys of the piano fort. You tap out a simple tune that rings out in the quiet museum while Beckett lounges on the couch. Just like in a Jane Austen novel. Which weren't Victorian. The museum goers marvel at the music and snap selfies with you. Yeah, look at me, I'm a costumed interpreter! Visitors come and go, taking photos of you and Beckett. I'm also not dressed Victorian, for sure. Just as one walks away, you notice a security guard coming. Uh-oh, trouble's on the way. The security guard shouts at you to get out of the exhibit. You and Beckett vault over the railing and sprint out of the museum. Phew, that's enough of the past for me. Yep, about time we got back to the future. Loren just participated in a history museum exhibit. Would you pay to see that? Outside the museum, Beckett thumbs open his journal. One of the lines jumps out at you. Live my dreams. That's a big order, Beckett. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I doubt I'm going to become a published travel blogger or have tea with J.R.R. Tolkien anytime soon. Yes, go on, Tolkien mentioned. How about we do this literally? We'll reenact your dreams. Are you sure? My dreams can get pretty bizarre. Got any examples? You could say that. Oh, he's going to want to kiss me! He flips to another page of his journal and shows you page after page of his meticulously recounted dreams. We can pull this off, but we'll need some friends to get in on it. An actor, a student, gov, a cheerleader. Oh, are you serious? I don't have an actor. Gotta buy one. Who are some, like, thespians? Who are some famous thespians? Oh, jeez. I know what I'll do. I'll get her, and she can be Sharpay Evans. So I'm gonna rush her along and place her, yep, here. She's blonde, so here we go. And then I can always get a male actor and call him Ryan. They're not exactly dressed the way the Evans siblings would be, but I hardly mind. Okay, looks good. Okay, an actor, a student gov, and a cheerleader. Back at school, you gather your friends in an empty classroom to reenact Beckett's dream. Beckett passes out scripts with dialogue and stage directions. This is nothing like my dreams. Mine tend to be about government shutdowns and super PACs. It says here that I'm your 4th grade teacher. What's my motivation? You want to race so you can go pro at banjo playing. True story. Hey, I brought the stuff you wanted. There's balloons, skateboards, and meatball subs. Perfect. Places everyone. Good thing you're cute, Loren. Otherwise, there's no way I would ever do this. Hey, she's into me. And action! Chaos reigns as your friends act out one of Beckett's dreams in an empty classroom. Class, our subject today is the care of llamas. Please open your textbooks. Yes, Julian? Hey, the new puppy ate my textbook. Again with this excuse, Julian? Seriously, look! You see Beckett's puppy scarfing down pot of a meatball sub. A pair of glasses are balanced precariously on his snout. Beckett looks around in confusion. All of the classmates open up their meatball subs like textbooks. Of course he did. Raleigh's a star student. Yeah, haven't you seen his essay on the Great Barksby? Your classmates all shower Raleigh with compliments. Autumn skateboards by, her arms making swimming motions. I'm a fish, blub blub blub. Suddenly, blue and white balloons flood into the classroom. Brittany throws the classroom door open and walks in. Am I, late? This griffin was holding up traffic and... Exist don't griffins, lying, stop, possible, that is how? Ahem, attention please, turn to page 23. Loren, please read the second paragraph. What do? Pretend to read aloud, nap on the table, argue with the dog. I'll argue with the dog. You sit down on the floor beside Raleigh, who licks your hand. Raleigh, I have to disagree with your assessment of the economy. Raleigh barks. You say that now, but don't you think that betrays the principles of the free market? Raleigh yips happily again. Sharpay grins. Right you are, Raleigh. You get an A+. Loren fails a class and must start over from kindergarten. No! Buzz, what are your thoughts on the text? Attention paying, wasn't I? Sorry. Brilliant. I quit. In fact, I'm running away to play my banjo in the Alps. I nominate Raleigh as our substitute teacher. As Raleigh trots to the front of the class, Beckett leans over to whisper you. This is exactly like my dream coming to life. Amazing. Loren is helping a friend's dreams come true. Literally. How weird do you think that was? After the scene is over, Beckett shows you the next line on his list. Live your dreams, done. Now we've got walk in someone else's shoes. So seeing the world from someone else's point of view. I've always wondered what it's like to live someone else's life. So let's switch places. You be me and I'll be you. Sounds doable. Beckett pushes his hair out of his eyes. He ties his hair up like this and flashes you a charming grin. Okay, so now he's going to be English and I'll be American. Nice to meet you, Beckett. I'm Loren. Wait, should I do like a bad English? Nice to meet you, Loren. I'm Beckett. Oh, look, there's some of my many, many friends. I better go say hi. Channel Loren. Channel Loren. Oh my god, okay, time to buy some more classmates. Okay, I had to admit some of those characters. So for a writer, I've gone with Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but sort of looking like she did on the UK tour a couple of years ago. For a gamer, I picked Eugene, the little boy from Shazam, the youngest member of the Foster family, who's like an angry gamer. And for an actor, obviously, we've got Sharpay. Stifling laughter, you follow Beckett, who strides confidently up to your classmates on the quad, greeting each in turn, while pretending to be you. My novel just has so many plot holes, I don't know what to do. Well, I believe in you. In fact, I know a few friends who can help you work through your writer's block. You trail behind, acting like Beckett and trying to see the world through his eyes. Just think of it like this. Plot holes are the universe's way of telling you that it's this glorious, incredibly complex puzzle. You wander through campus with Beckett, stopping by the computer room. Loren, thanks for hooking me up with Nishan's VIP pass for Epics of Regalia. You're the best. Ah! I don't have Nishan yet. This is intended for later on. Whatever. No problem. Anything for a friend. Ever consider that we live in a computer game? This could be a simulation and we never know. What? Later, you come upon Sharpay working on a monologue. Oh, hey, Loren, so when are we going to do our rom-com marathon? How about an action movie? I feel like every action movie is a rom-com in disguise. Yeah, what Loren, Beckett said. As Sharpay walks away perplexed, you notice Beckett staring blankly into the distance. You okay, Beckett? If it's not fun anymore, we can stop. No, it's not that, it's just... being you, it actually made me realize something about myself. Oh no. Beckett shoves his hands into his pockets and ducks his head, no longer pretending to be you. The whole point of this was to walk in someone else's shoes. In doing that, I realized what it's like to be you. Wasn't that the point? It worked too well. Everywhere we went, there were people you've made real connections with. You've welcomed so many students to school and helped them, but my bucket list is all about me. What's wrong with that? This is your 17th birthday we're talking about. I've already done so much, lived life to the fullest. I feel like a pirate who's hoarded all this gleaming treasure up for himself and buried it. I want to share it, help someone else experience as much life as I have. I think I know where you can start. Remember Peyton's volunteer work with Big Sibs? I bet she'd be psyched to help us help out. You always have the answers, Loren. I do. Loren is walking around in someone else's shoes. Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be someone else? You and Beckett meet Peyton at the community centre downtown. She rushes out to meet you, a smear of paint on her cheek. Thanks for coming. My little Sib Casey's gonna love you guys. So, how can we help? Well, the aim of Big Sibs is to help underprivileged kids achieve their goals by inspiring them and, encouraging their creativity. And what's Casey's goal? Oh my gosh, there's so much. Casey wants to be a rocket scientist and an artist and a zookeeper, but most of all, Casey wants to be a superhero. Cute, huh? Haven't worked up the nerve to tell Casey that superheroing isn't a real job. Actually, hold off on that. How about we make Casey a superhero for a day? Okay, let's do it. The next day, your whole school is decked out to resemble a gritty cityscape straight out of a comic book. Peyton walks onto campus with Casey, a beaming 5-year-old boy dressed as a superhero, Steel Dynamo. Go on, Scarlet Justice, time to play sidekick. You readjust your superhero mask and walk out to meet Casey on the school steps. Steel Dynamo, we've got a city to save. Together with Peyton and Beckett, you help little Casey live out his dream of being a superhero for a day. Thank you so much for defeating that enormous crocodile. Our sewers are safe forever! No sweat, Mayor Peyton. Right, Steel Dynamo? You flash a thumbs up at Casey, who giggles. Hee hee. As a sign of our gratitude, here's the key to the city and a top secret science lab that definitely must never ever fall into evil hands. I'm trusting you to keep this key safe. Just as Peyton hands over a large silver key, a quadricopter zooms out of nowhere to snatch it away. Beckett appears in a white lab coat. Mwahaha! I have you surrounded by my army of robots. Thanks to the top secret science lab, suckers, this city is mine now. Professor Shadow? No, it can't be! Steel Dynamo, we have to get that key back. Casey roars an adorable little battle cry and runs towards Beckett. Oh no, not Steel Dynamo, run! Casey chases Beckett around the school, laughing as you keep close behind. You finally corner Beckett in the nerd hangout. We've got you surrounded, Professor Shadow. Step away from the mutant Dogzilla. Beckett pulls Raleigh close to him, who licks his face while wearing an oversized dragon costume. Never! The secret formula to create the ultimate super weapon dog monster is mine now! You'll never defeat me! With a shout, Beckett shakes you off and grabs a beaker full of bubbling green liquid. Come any closer, and I'll use this to turn you meddling superheroes into slime. Oh no, what do we do? He's gonna get away. You wink at Beckett, who pretends not to see Casey sneaking up from behind. Casey swats away the beaker, and Beckett sends himself sprawling. Casey triumphantly climbs onto Beckett's back, victorious. Curses, now I'll never take over the world. Woo! Go Steel Dynamo, you saved the day. Loren and some friends just role-played superheroes. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Loren. The next day at school, you catch Beckett on the quad, writing in his journal again. Hey, almost birthday boy, what you writing? Adding to your Beckett list. Actually, no. After our day with Casey, I knew I wanted to keep doing that, bringing meaning and adventure into other people's lives. I bet you'll be good at that. Hope so. I'll be volunteering with the Big Sibs program from now on. I'm writing up some plans for my new little Sib. What about your own adventures, like the Beckett list? I think I've got that handled. After all, turning 17 is a whole new adventure. Okay, right. I'm done with Beckett. Yes! It wasn't bad, I suppose. It really was very, very John Green sort of protagonist. But, you know, not so bad. Always fun to do one of the sort of in-depth quests. I do think he's insufferable. I do think he's insufferable. Anyway, that was quite long, so I might stop there for this one. We have taken care of one all-star quest. I expect now that I've had to unlock the actors and the gamers, it may have given me a bunch more click character help quests. So I think in eliminating one quest from my quest log, I've now added like 3 more. But I'll take care of them, not to worry. Plenty of high school story to play, and that I do love. So, yes, I'll stop here. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you made it this far, thank you. And you will see me again if there is another one. Goodbye.